This is Joe Bagley for VMworld TV at VMworld Barcelona 2017, and what we're doing here is I'm going around talking to people about the power of difference and how diversity and inclusion has made a difference maybe to their lives, but also to the teams that they've worked in and the power of those teams. And I've got with me here Dev. Dev, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself? Who are you, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm the founder and CTO of VMworld by VMware, so we were acquired just 3 months ago, very recently.
So you're an entrepreneur, a founder, someone who's built teams, built products, and as we talked about, having a diverse team is really very important to the power of any particular team in itself. So what do you look for when you were building the team in your startup to make them successful in that way?
So I think the easy stuff is sort of basic competence on the skill set, but there's always a spark that you see that's unusual to you. If you look at the history of science, for example, like all of the progress comes from anomalies, things that were different or unexpected or unusual. That's where people sort of had to remake their whole theories. You see that in people too. People tend to have these sparks that are very unusual to you and sort of lead them to see the world in a different way, right? So for example, I have a background that's different. I went to med school for a year, right? And I thought I'd be a doctor. I went for a year, I realized it wasn't really my future. I changed and went into information technology. And that's given me a different way of looking at the world, of looking at how people react to software and different types of processes that way. I think it's true for everyone. We all have different ways of looking at the world. If you can actually support that perspective and actually bring it out as opposed to trying to over-align, you get a lot of magic out of that. That's where the anomalies and the innovation comes from.
So you need a diverse skill set in what you do anyway, because you have to be both a techie and also a manager and a leader and a business guy. There's like a million and one heads you have to wear as an. So I know that your major at university was nothing to do with technology, right? Did that help?
I think I had two majors. One was mathematics and one was psychology, right? So two very different worlds, essentially no overlap in the people that were in those two classes. But I think it gave me a lot of advantage on both sides, actually.
So what would you say when you're looking to go out and build a new team would you be looking for? I know you talked about the spark, but is there anything, you'd go to recruiters or anyone who's looking to get a job in IT, what would you say would make them stand out?
So I think a lot of people tend to try to shrink themselves when they try to sell themselves. They say, here's my skill set, I want to look like you're sort of like a carbon copy example. I would say don't do that. Take whatever you really value about yourself, about the spark that you see in yourself, and share it with the world, right? Really make it clear to everyone else what you like about yourself, what you think is magical about yourself, because then they'll appreciate it too. If you don't sell it yourself, they're not going to see it.
So the answer there is dare to be yourself, right?
Yes.
And don't try to be something that you're not, and have people value you for what you can bring to the team.
Absolutely. Don't try to polish off the rough edges. Those are often where the magic is.
So the answer there is the rough edges can be exactly where the magic is, so don't hide your rough edges, bring them out and make the most of you. Thank you very much, Dev. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.